Hi, I'm here with Rick Kazman, who is a professor at the University of Hawaii, software engineering, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So, Rick, one of the things we've spent the last few days on is talking about generative AI and the impact on software engineering. So, what is your view? Where is software engineering going in this age of Gen AI?
Yeah, I think that this is an incredibly exciting time.
Yes.
Uh, I think we both share this idea that we're at the beginning of a revolution. This is not an evolution, this is a revolution.
Exactly.
And revolutions can be scary.
Yes.
Many people will have to adjust,
Yes.
may become redundant. Other new skills, new professions will emerge for sure. This has happened in every other technological revolution. But I think that the thing that makes me excited is the idea that we can dream bigger.
Right. Can you give some examples of what a bigger dream would look like in this context?
So up until now, if you were, let's say, a startup company and you wanted to create a new product, you needed a team and you needed funding. And until you convinced a venture capitalist to open their purse with a few $1 million, that probably wasn't going to happen.
Exactly, right.
And now that's simply not the case anymore. So a team of 1 or 3
can do amazing things, basically.
Can do amazing things. And so I think that this has the potential, at least, to unleash all kinds of creativity.
Right.
Where before there were these, I won't say artificial barriers, but barriers to creation.
Yes.
Because you had an idea but no money.
So we see a very strong democratization of the ability to build software-intensive systems. That's basically what I hear you saying.
Yes.
Good. So one of the trends, if we look at software engineering, is that I see things increasingly move from design time to runtime, because these agents can do a lot of stuff for us, even while they're running at runtime. Is that something that you see is going to be a big thing, or do you mostly still see a setup where we're going to create systems or generate systems and then deploy them? Or how do you look at systems going forward?
For sure, there's going to be more runtime decision making that this enables.
Right.
I think that the bulk of software engineering for the immediate future still is going to be kind of the design, build, test, deploy cycle. I don't think that's going away anytime soon.
Yes.
But I could see certainly runtime adaptations happening on a regular basis, that my system will adapt to the device that I'm using, to maybe ambient lighting conditions, maybe to my mood, things like that. I could imagine that as being pretty straightforward kinds of adaptations, and previously hard to do just because you had a long career in product lines, right? Yes. This is a huge amount of variability management.
Yes.
That is just difficult for humans.
Yeah, but easy
feature interaction, but I think easier, at least.
Yes. So if we look at software engineers, what do you think a software engineer in this transformation should look for? What are the skills that you think will be required for these individuals?
Yeah.
I know you raised the question yourself, but I'm curious to hear what your current thoughts are.
So clearly, coding skills were the coin of the realm before.
Yeah.
That's how you proved yourself. That's how you, kind of got your chops and moved up.
Exactly.
And I think that's going away. But maybe not for everyone, but certainly for a large chunk. I think this means that there will be more emphasis on domain understanding, requirements generation, understanding constraints and context, and being able to specify that in a sufficiently clear way, such that the system that your favorite AI generates is more or less what you want.
Right.
And I think that is going to be skills that we'll need to learn.
And so if I play back to you what I thought I heard, is I need to become much better as an engineer of expressing the intent of the system. and the ability to create the system from that intent, which was traditionally coding, is going to be less important. That's at least what I thought I heard you
I
saying.
think that's right. So we're going to spend, I think, more time thinking about and expressing context.
Yes.
For example.
Right. If we look at software engineering research, because there are some researchers running around as well, and two of them are actually in this video, what do you think it means for software engineering research? What should we be focusing on? What have stopped topics that are stopped being relevant? What are topics that will become relevant going forward?
Yeah, I think it is turning most areas of software engineering research on its head. That a lot of the things that we used to worry about in terms of productivity, for example, maybe go away. We were having a discussion before whether technical debt is still going to be a thing, because if the system can simply regenerate the code every time you have a requirements change or you find a bug, who cares about technical debt?
Exactly.
It's like caring about the machine code that a compiler produces. Don't know, don't care. In terms of the research topics, we've seen a bifurcation into software engineering for AI and AI for software engineering. And I'm thinking about AI for software engineering here, that the research is going to focus on the interface between humans and the technology now. If we've taken away kind of the difficulties of production, it's no longer difficult to be a bricklayer and to lay enough bricks into a strong wall. Then what's the next level of abstraction that you worry about? And that's, I think, design.
Right. How do you design a system that actually has the attributes that you're looking for?
Yeah.
And you think that, because, I mean, we both have a background in software architecture, quality attributes were a big factor in software architecture. You think that that's staying in the realm of software architects and software engineers? Or do we see also that part move into the realm of generative AI?
There's certainly going to be bleed over. That if you specify your design intent correctly, then I think that you can specify the levels of availability, performance, security. I think that there's also new challenges there.
Yeah.
One of the things we were talking about before is the whole sustainability of this. Right? If everything is possible and everything is easy, what are the implications for our environment, for example? I think that might be an interesting research topic.
So green tech or green software or green AI basically is one of the topics that you're looking at.
Yeah.
The interesting thing is that I see a lot of research happening on that front. I think that OpenAI reduced the amount of energy usage with a factor of 33 over the last year. So there is progress in that field, but of course the amount of demand is still exploding.
Yeah.
And I think that our ability to generate clean energy is going to be one of the limiting factors of using AI. So we talked about engineers, we talked about researchers. If we look at society at large, what is your view on the impact of generative AI on society at large?
Yeah, I think that I worry about two things. I should say I'm excited about many things. As I said, the ability to dream bigger is going to change society.
Yeah.
I also worry about the de-skilling of the workforce and how this is going to change education. I worry about this with the courses that I teach.
Yeah.
And there certainly have been some studies, early studies at this point, that have shown a kind of cognitive decline or cognitive laziness with our use of
these technologies.
So I think that that's a worry, and that's something that we need to think about as a kind of existential threat to humanity. And,
yes, that's a fair point. Yeah.
And the other thing is, I think that there's opportunities and threats in terms of creativity. So
I would love to understand that better. I mean, I often tell the story that my grandfather, who was basically selling vegetables door to door, taught my father to take care of horses. By the time my father grew up, there were motorized vehicles. He didn't need that skill anymore. My dad taught me to calculate in my head very quickly because that was a skill that he needed. Of course, by the time I grew up, calculators were a thing and I didn't need that skill as much anymore.
Yeah.
I'm now taught my kids that computer science and programming is a good thing. Clearly, I didn't get that one right. So what are the skills that we're going to be focusing on? What are the next set of skills that humans will need that will make us successful in a AI first or AI driven world?
Yeah, I think the skill of using AI to generate ideas, to generate systems is going to be really important, but not simply relying on the AI, because some people refer to AI as stochastic parrots.
Right. Yes.
Right? So you're only going to get variance of the training data.
Which already exists. Yes, exactly.
And creativity in all of human history has always come from new combinations of ideas or
Yes.
entirely new ideas
Yes.
that broke paradigms.
Yes.
And so I do think that's a worry of mine, that we may be getting intellectually lazy, we may be relying too much on the technologies and therefore kind of lose the creative spark, lose our critical
Interesting,
thinking.
because my view would be that that's the main area where humans would be particularly strong, that's where we should focus.
Absolutely. I mean, we should.
Yes.
I'm just saying I worry that we may be losing
Right.
the skill or the motivation
To actually be creative and employ our creativity.
On the other hand, so the flip side of that is that actually Gen AI can be a huge buddy
Yes.
in creativity. So I'm a musician, I like to create music, and sometimes when I'm trying to create something, I'll bounce ideas off of Gemini or ChatGPT or something like this and iterate with it. And the process, I'm still in control, but I'm getting some ideas as though I had a room full of friends that
would all be bouncing ideas with you.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
And
Good.
that's a great opportunity.
Good. I promised you that this would only take 10 minutes. So thank you very much, Rick. I really appreciate you taking the time.
My pleasure.
Yeah, great.